classes and coaching.
Now we've got you on tape.
And welcome. Good morning, Paul. Nice to see you.
Good morning from San Diego. Hi, Corey. Good luck on the yoga business. My wife was in the same business. She still teaches, but just more contract work or whenever and wherever.
What a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Good morning, Dean.
Good morning. Have my camera on in a minute.
All righty.
How are you, Miss Terza?
Doing well.
I don't think I didn't pronounce your name right. Is it Terza?
Terza. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Nice to see everyone here. Well, Helen will not be joining us this morning. I think we're just going to go ahead and get started. So first of all, I apologize for jumping right into the recording. I probably should have introduced the event first. So in case you haven't met me already, my name is Terza Ekholm, and this is my Ask Me About AI Hour, where I endeavor to answer questions about AI and sometimes present a demo. And mainly, my goal is to make AI clear and simple for business owners all over the world. So welcome. Good morning, Mike. So we'll go around the room and please introduce yourself, where you're from, and what your business is, and what questions you'd like to ask about AI today. Lois, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Lois Threlkeld. We do a business, Ladies of Justice League, and we give people affordable access to lawyers. We do identity theft services and restoration and real estate matters, all things real estate, help people move forward in whatever place they're in. And I'm been using AI from lately for such anything and everything, and it's been really fun, and it's great to have a new tool, a new toy.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here and that you're finding AI useful.
Yes, thank you.
Bet. Corey, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. Hey, I'm joining from Denver. I have a couple of things in the works right now. I was kind of talking about one of them in terms of individual and corporate yoga offerings. And then I'm also in the process of putting together a couple of retreats, one of which is going to be a 200-hour yoga teacher training, and the other is going to be a multimodal retreat involving yoga, breath work, activities, stuff like that. In terms of AI, I'm kind of interested in all of it. I'm pretty new to it, but really diving into it. I'm using it to conduct research, put together pricing packages and options, marketing strategies, finding personal activities and having AI generate like ICS files to throw options into my calendar. So lots of interest in it. I don't have any specific questions off the top of my head, so I'm definitely going to be paying attention to how everybody else has been using it and how they're interested in using it.
Okay, super, and welcome. We're glad to have you here. And yoga is one of those special disciplines that my dad's been getting into, and I know a few other yoga teachers. So welcome. And Paul, welcome this morning.
Thank you, Terza. I'm Paul Weber from San Diego, and I'm kind of newly retired, I guess. But I'm still dabbling in my field, which was artificial intelligence, machine learning within the tech community here in San Diego. and helping, I guess, somewhat giving advice to others at tech coffees and just talking about stuff. But I am focusing in on some of the things that my wife does and helping her. She's just published a book on Amazon, a child's book in Spanish. She did all of the images, chapter heading, pictures, so to speak, using ChatGPT. And only using prompts. She never went into an outside editor, which is phenomenally challenging because the images always come out different. So we learned a lot on that one. We're translating it into English now, and I'm just kind of proofing the ChatGPT translation capabilities. It has a little few idiosyncrasies there, like it calls a squirrel a rodent. So we had to, yeah, we had to change that because the squirrel is kind of one of the star characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my specific interest right now researching is into the digital clones. I've heard a couple of video bloggers talk about this, where they've thrown together various AI tools that are out there. One's the voice, so that it will have the voice and the mannerisms, speaking mannerisms of yourself. The other one is the photo and the video, or animate, not cartoon animation, but look like you, but it's not you. And one of them just talks about she's going to open up a class. She runs a company for this stuff, a class on how to do this. I'm very curious about how much that might cost, because basically what it is she writes the script for her digital clone, and then the AI does the rest. It's very interesting.
Wow. Wow. I continue to be impressed with how much AI is doing and getting better at. And then the challenges that we still continue to face. So super kudos to your wife for getting the book published, but
Yeah.
even extra kudos for powering through those image creation prompts.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Not bad. How are you? I'm just getting back in the saddle. I'm from Ontario, Canada, and as you are aware, Terza, I just had knee surgery 2 weeks ago, so that's been a painful experience. The second one I've had done, I'm thankful I only have two knees, so the second one's done. Anyway, my wife and I are in the travel business, so we're looking, how to use AI, how we can promote the travel business. So.
Excellent, excellent. That's another great question, and maybe one that we'll tackle this morning. So thank you again for being here, and kudos for, congratulations for getting through your second knee surgery. So, oh, we lost him. All right. Good morning, Dean. Oh, you gotta unmute.
I'm always doing that. So my name is Dean Kwiatkowski. I am a realtor in the South Florida area. And as I said last week, I'm looking to learn AI to help automate some of my processes on a weekly basis, whether that be blog, weekly newsletter, so forth. And right now I'm focused on, and I'm very interested in what Paul had to say about the video cloning, because I would like to be able to create my own avatar and clone my voice. And then as I need to put scripts up, have that avatar go ahead and speak on my behalf. So I don't have to get camera ready every single time. That's about it.
Excellent. That is a lofty goal. And if we don't cover that in this session, Dean, I hope you and Paul will have a chance to get together, because it sounds like he's got a lot of wonderful things to share about that. Good morning, Roderick. Welcome.
Good morning. Well, for me, it's in the afternoon.
Oh, where are you?
Okay. No, AI for me, again, it's another tool. I do the ChatGPT for my French lessons. I ask him to tell me, let's say, let's go off for a picnic in the forest, and I would like a story of 300 or 400 words. and you give me the vocabulary and then give me phrases with the vocabulary. Sometimes I have chat with him in French, conversation, and just my interest is it's a new tool in the informatic, and I think the more you leave it behind, the more you're losing out.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely a good point. More and more people are finding that it's really good to collaborate. I like to say collaborate with AI. So we achieve the results that we want, but not have AI replace you. And I don't think it will. That's not our intent. So kudos to you for using it for language. Similar now to Paul and his wife going from Spanish to English. So definite kudos to you there. So thank you and welcome. And Nancy, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Nancy Marks. I own a glass art studio in Southern California. And I'm actually having issues with insurance because I call my classes. They're 2 hours, they're entertaining, but in California that's considered a school, and they tax me as if I have salaries significantly above what I actually have. And my taxes are much worse on that. And I've been struggling with this, so I asked ChatGPT how to rebrand what I do. And it's been helping me not call it a studio. They're sessions, taking the word class out of there, taking the word instruction out of there.
Right.
It's very interesting to see the rewording of things. And I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm trying to, as you were teaching me to ask the questions on how to do things, I am trying to follow that lead, and I find it fascinating.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I wish you good luck with that. And yes, definitely keep refining, because now you're in a conversation with insurance and ChatGPT. So I think it would be tempting just to say, here, you guys talk to each other. No, just kidding. Yeah, that can be quite the challenge. Glad to have you back, Mike.
Technical issues.
Yes. Good morning, Marcy. How are you? Okay.
I'm fine, thanks. Marcy Green, my company is D Green Financial, and I'm a finance consultant. We help businesses get financing and access to capital. If you're expanding your business or you're a new business and the bank says, no, we can't lend to you until you're 2 years old or something like that, we can get you some financing that suits your needs. And that's what I have to say about that. And I'm learning more and more about AI, and I'm just pleased as punch. I'll tell you more about what I'm using it for when I've had some practice with it.
Okay, thank you and welcome. So Anne and Sheldon, if you'd like to come on camera. Otherwise, you don't have to. We'll just go on with the next part. So I do a lot of reading about AI, and this morning I was reading a wonderful study by Menlo Ventures. And it's their 2025 study on AI trends. And we're moving from, so 61% of Americans are actually using AI on a daily basis. And surprisingly, parents are using AI to help them with their child rearing and or schedules at home, how to get things done. So I found that most interesting. I know some of you are here for learning more about automation. My lead-in for this call was about using English to do that. There is this new thing called vibe coding. So you speak what you want to the AI, and then it creates what you want. Well, as some of us are learning, it can create really amazing things, but you're still going to be needing to tweak it and test it and tweak it again. So it's not quite there yet, but the wave of the future, especially according to Menlo Ventures, is not just automating single-use tasks, but whole workflows. So like in the case of Dean, where he puts in something that he wants to have videos created, it will be a whole workflow from beginning to end, not just this piece or that piece or this snippet or that snippet. So we're headed in that direction, but there's still a lot for us to learn along the way.
Say hello.
Good morning. Oh, by the way, there is an AI company that claims it can translate from cat to human. So I'll have to look that up and share that. But it is rather amazing what we're asking AI to do. So with that, I will go ahead and share my screen because I'd like to share a couple of things with you today. So I've been sharing a lot about ChatGPT, but just so you know, there's other ChatGPT, Perplexity, there's another one, Claude, whoops, hang on, this is Claude AI, and Gemini, which I have in another screen. These are all general purpose GPTs, or I'm sorry, general purpose LLMs, general purpose AIs. When they say 61% of Americans are using AI, they're talking about these general chatbots. There's also, as I've mentioned before, thousands and thousands of specialized AI tools coming on board every day. Those are more the specialized, but what people are doing is kind of what I've been suggesting for a while. You use one of the chatbots to teach you how to use the specialized tools for what it is you want to accomplish. So where's the best place to get started? Mike, you talked about your travel business. Are you specifically looking for marketing?
Yeah, marketing, like just trying to determine, who's the best client to go after, right? The classic marketing mistake is trying to be all things to all people, right? Okay, and it doesn't work that way. So,
Absolutely.
like chat, the AI can point us in the right direction where we should be shooting our arrows. So, you're more successful in getting people to sign up for something.
Okay, so let's go ahead and try into Claude. We'll just say, let's see. I have a travel plan. Would you call it a travel planning business, Mike?
Well, we're travel consultants, right? Mainly doing cruises and all that.
Okay. Mainly in cruises. Right. What questions? Let's see. Help me identify my ideal client by asking me questions, yeah, all right, we'll just put it this way. We're going to give Claude a chance to work this morning. All right, I'll help you identify your ideal cruise client through some targeted questions. Let me understand with understanding your current business. So it's asking you questions about your current client base. What types of cruise clients do you work with now? Because it's always best to start with your current customer base. What's the typical age range and income levels? Are they mostly couples, families, solo travelers, or groups? Then it's going to ask about experience and preferences. Are they looking for luxury experiences? How far in advance do they typically book their cruises? Do they book multiple cruises? Geographic and lifestyle. So these are the types of questions that should help you build your ideal client profile.
Yeah, that's what I need to do, or what we need to do, so.
Okay. Hold on. So once you've answered these questions to identify your ideal client profile, then you'll be able to use that to determine your best marketing strategies.
Okay, all right, that works.
Okay.
Now, Terza, you
Yes.
put that into ChatGPT, and then
Yep.
it says at the
Yeah.
bottom here, reply to Claude.
No. I put it into Claude. This is
Oh,
Claude.ai. I apologize if I wasn't clear on that.
okay.
I wanted to share some different AIs instead of just always being ChatGPT. I'm here with ChatGPT always, but I wanted to share that there are other very highly useful AIs that one can use. ChatGPT happens to be first on the scene and the one I use the most, but I'm also finding that I'm getting really good results with other ones. Perplexity is super good for doing research. So if you need to research a topic, this is a really great one. Claude is also, I understand, is coming on board with better programming. So you can ask it to write in programming, write code for you to accomplish different tasks that you want. So
Terza, have you ever taken the
let me see if I can answer some specific questions this morning.
I was just gonna say, have you ever taken the same question and plugged it into 3 different AI things just to see what different, if you'd get a different answer from each one?
Actually, I did that this morning. So somebody emailed me yesterday with some questions that he was going to bring. So I went ahead and put them in. And if you like, I will go ahead and share them with you. I won't read through the whole thing, but he was also asking about video and image creation. So his questions were, let's go back up here. He wants to create high quality education videos for his or with his chiropractor. And so he had some specific questions. So I just took the entirety of his message and put it in here. And like some of you have mentioned, he wants to be able to use specific images then to create his videos, and he wanted to know how to do that. So I put the same exact question into ChatGPT, and they really had similar answers. I put it ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity, and Claude, but definitely slight differences. So he wanted to know where the B-roll videos come from. And so all 3 of them talked about the stock video libraries. And some of them overlapped and there were some small differences. It suggested AI generated videos, much like Dean and Paul probably are talking about. The prompt-based AI image generators, because he specifically asked about using ChatGPT for the prompts and then using Canva to create them. And all of the AIs pretty much said the same thing. That Canva is much more better. It's better at doing the design afterwards rather than starting from the very beginning. I can tell you from personal experience, Midjourney has come out with their latest video creation tool, and it's pretty amazing. So as Adobe Firefly. But again, they're short. They're short. They're from like 6 to 30-second clips. And so me personally, I find it kind of clunky. And as we saw last week or a couple of weeks ago, I was struggling with using Sora, which is the one available through ChatGPT. But you can use, he also asked if he could upload some images he had received elsewhere, and create image-to-image tools. And so it gives this, so this was ChatGPT's response. Let me show you what Perplexity did. Hold on, there we go. This one. And so very similar, Perplexity came back with the stock video platforms, a couple of different ones than ChatGPT came up with. It also talked about in-video AI, so it came up with some different tools. Also Dolly, so some, again, some overlaps, some similarities. But then Perplexity gave more specific examples related to what his question actually was.
Terza, you said that Perplexity is also a general large language model similar to Claude or ChatGPT?
Yes, but it's geared more towards research.
Gears more toward
Research.
research. Okay, that's right.
Yep. Yeah. And in fact, it uses Google on the back end, or at least it was. So just so you know.
Well, who would you suggest? I want to, if you look at my background over my right shoulder, that is my name, which had someone turn it into a logo for me. However, it's, in my opinion, it's elegant. However, unless it's on something very, very large, nobody can read it. So I was, I cannot use it on a business card. I can't use it on letterhead unless it's very large. So I was going to this week play around with AI to upload that image and give it instructions to perhaps make it more legible. So the similar design, but make it more legible. And so I read your email this week, and I was thinking, based on your email, that I would upload that to ChatGPT to maybe get it to reform it. And then once ChatGPT did that, then move it over into Canva, perhaps, to refine it. Is that what you would suggest?
That's a really great idea. So I recently just did exactly, or no, very quite similar to what you mentioned. And I did use ChatGPT for that. So let's go back over to here and see if I can remember where it is. Hold on. Because the one I had was created by ChatGPT, but as you said, it showed up very blurry. And so I was not very pleased with that. So I think it's this one here. Let's scroll. Well, what I basically did was I uploaded it and I said, please make this. I said, can you make this clearer? And then it did. So in fact, instead of going back for the prompts, let's see if I can just show it to you in my library. We're being a little slow. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So this was the end result of it. So this had been an extremely blurry image. I asked ChatGPT to make it clearer so that I could use it in all of my various assets. And that's exactly what it did. So it took the same exact image and made it clearer. And I just used an English prompt, meaning I didn't, all I said was, can you make this clearer? And it did it. So what other questions then do people have for image, either image creation or image improvement?
You mentioned Canva. Is that free? And I've also heard that Gemini is better for creative tasks like this. What's your experience with what are the best free options to use for both image generation and then also image editing?
I personally like Canva, but I use Canva Pro, so that's the paid version. The Canva AI I've not been very pleased with, not quite figured out how to use it well. And what was the second part? Oh, Gemini, yes. So if you'll pardon me while it'll take me a minute or two to get over to my Gemini window. And Gemini has a really, really amazing, all right, let's go back over here, image creator. So if we go over to, hold on, Gemini Studio, here, let me get out of here. Oh, that's not what I want. Let's just go with a new chat. Images. I want to create really great images. How do I access Gemini Studio? Rather than me poking around. All right, it's telling me how to use it. All right, it just says I can create it. Ah, here we go. I was looking for Google AI Studio. That's what I was wanting. All right. So this is, now mind you, I do have the pro level, the Gemini 2.5 Pro. So I am paying for this. I don't know if you can get this for free. But let's see. Let's go here. That was the sample prompt that it came up with. So welcome to AI Studio. Show me a picture of a majestic horse running on the beach. Just for grins, we'll let it go ahead and generate that so you can see how well it does. And it gives the prompt that it's using. All right.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh? Oops.
Very.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. It does a beautiful job, and it was quick too. The other ones I've seen have been pretty slow. So what else can we create?
You want to just throw in some prompts, maybe people can call it out as far as how to modify that and almost change the image entirely, whether it be like adding something or changing colors or something like that.
All right.
Let's add a rider.
Okay. All right. Using this image, add a rider. Let's see if it's that easy.
Yeah, let's see if it generates the same horse and everything. This is where
Probably
my
not.
wife ran into.
Oh, what did?
That was quick.
And that was quick. Yeah,
Is the horse the same color?
I think so. Let's go back.
Yeah, a little lighter.
Oh, this one does look a little bit lighter. For sure.
But it's amazing that it's even got the splashing of the water under its hoofs.
Yeah, and the reflection is good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's add a dolphin jumping in the background.
Okay.
See,
Let's
the
see how.
endless variations.
Right. Okay. Using this new
Steven
image,
Spielberg.
add a dolphin. Oops. Oops. Hold on. Jumping in the background. I like this idea of putting it through its paces, or putting us through its paces. All right. I'll add a dolphin arcing out of the water. Oh, it's a little bit.
The dolphin's got to land on the beach.
It sure is.
That's a bold place to jump.
Yeah.
Terza, did you just increase the size of the image or did it do that?
Oh, no. It's here. All I did was
Okay.
click on it.
I got you.
So that's all I did. which is why you can't quite, stop. You can't quite see it. So
That's pretty amazing.
All right, cool. Thanks for that. I don't want to take up any more time with like a basic task like that. I just kind of wanted to see how Gemini would do with
Well,
image generation.
Terza, let's do something just for comparison. Those of you that were here, I don't know, a couple Fridays ago, remember you did that dog made of water?
oh yes, that's right.
Can you remember what prompt you used? Why don't we do that and see what Gemini comes up with?
All right.
I really was impressed with that.
Create an image, whoops, of a dog, but made entirely of water. Let's see what it will do. It's taking a little bit longer for this one.
Okay. Sort of a caricature.
Yeah, that one didn't quite work out.
The one that you created a couple weeks ago, I mean, that was amazing. It was like a wolf, and it was majestic, and it was really just something else.
Yeah, this one is, oh, the background will be blurred. Okay, so no.
So you really could just say whatever it was that Dean said, and you just type that in. Like the more specific, the better, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think when you come down to when you say generate a dog, there are so many varieties of dogs. So whether or not the
Yeah.
prompt in one LLM is going to be the same image as the same prompt in another LLM is non-deterministic. But going back to Dean's issue with his logo,
Yeah.
so this is where, Dean, you could upload your logo and say, okay, generate a new image based upon this current image, just like Terza did with the horse, add a rider, add a dolphin, and then have it say, take away something, and kind of play the game with the LLM on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I hovered over the plus sign so you could see here that Gemini allows you to upload your own photos, your own logos, your own graphics, and then ask it to modify based on that. So I don't know.
So right now you're using AI.studio. Is that what that was?
aistudio.google.com.
Oh,
So
so we weren't in Gemini?
no, well, no. This is Google AI Studio.
It's a little bit of a, yeah, you're using Gemini under the covers. I mean, Google's LLM is Gemini. The studio is like,
I'm so confused.
comes together with a bunch of tools to do a bunch of things. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
So
clear.
so if I said I don't know, show a hiking trail up Pikes Peak in this photo. By the way, this photo was generated by ChatGPT, so that's not an actual photo. I told ChatGPT I was missing out on hiking, so it made me a photo. All right, so it says it's going to, oh, in fact, here it is. It added a winding trail that ascended the peak. And you can see it all the way up to the peak, but of course, you're not going to see it all the way through the mountains because there's probably a lot of switchbacks if you ever hiked to Pikes Peak. But it does start from where we are and just goes from here as far as you can see.
And it got the shadow over the trail very nicely there by that rock. That was interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very, very nice. Very quite realistic. So this is, I mean, I've used one AI to modify a picture created by another AI. So What else would you like to create? How about an open air, whoops, yoga studio setting on a beach. And I'm going to leave that typo in there and see if it cares. That looks like a nice place to go. It's not very clear though. It's a pretty fast generated image, but not as crisp as I probably would have liked it.
One thing that my wife found out in generating so many images is you do have to tell it the resolution, I guess, kind of like the number of pixels or the size that you want this image to get it to the right one. And Kindle Publishing, they had very specific numbers, so that was very easy. We just copy paste.
Yes, that's true. All right, so let's go.
Can we create a group of people doing fused glass art and having a wonderful time?
Yes, I was just trying to copy that and bring that over here.
Sorry, didn't know if you saw it.
Oh yeah, I just now did. So, let's see.
Now, is this the free or paid version, Terza?
This is free. What's going to happen, I believe, at some point, it's going to tell me I'm out of credits and I can buy some more.
Oh.
I will create, hold on. Oh, what? Oh, okay. No, that's right. That's right. Does that look reasonable, Nancy? Is that what people do when they're making fused glass creations? You're muted.
Sorry, not exactly when it's outside, but it doesn't have any tools. Everybody's just doing stuff with their hands, which is not usually the thing you want to do with glass. But I mean, that's amazing. I can definitely be a lot more specific and doing this myself, but that's amazing.
Okay. All right. It does say there's various tools, but it didn't put it in there. So
yeah.
So I have a question.
Yes.
I put in the URL for aistudio.google.com prompts, and it gives me try Gemini, and it gives me get API key. So yeah, what's build with Gemini API?
The API key. Oh, hang on. The API key is a programming interface that allows you to connect different tools to each other. Paul may be able to better explain that than I.
But the other one, Google AI Studio, gives me the button try Gemini.
Yeah, I try that one.
It's talking about multimodal model from DeepMind.
Yeah, that Google DeepMind. DeepMind is the company they acquired. Google acquired them over from the UK. They're the ones that did all the games and won at the game of Go, and they're doing protein folding. So I'm looking at a screen similar to what you have. I just basically typed in the AI Studio Google.com, and it comes up. It's time to build, experience the multimodal model from Google DeepMind.
Yeah.
You get two choices, use Google AI Studio or build with the Gemini API. So when you're building with an API and you get an API key, you're doing it programmatically. This is, Teresa mentioned vibe coding in the beginning. Vibe coding is where you're writing code using the AI to write the code based upon your prompts. And recommendation, if you want deterministic output, have the AI generate Python code or script that you can run, because the code will be deterministic. Now, whether or not, that's how you get things to be repeatable. Yeah. So use Google AI Studio, try Gemini, the button, that will basically take you into what we're looking at right now. In
Okay.
fact, the background of the
Google
screen doesn't change if you just
A,
click that button.
you said Google AI Studio?
Yeah, the button that you were looking at.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
So
just taking notes on it so I can get back there.
oh, okay. Yeah, it basically comes up with the welcome to AI Studio, and it's got the prompt line there, and it's very similar to what you saw on the screen share moments ago.
Oh, Google AI Studio wants to know if I want to buy that domain. I went into a whole other place now.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Let me go back to where I don't have, I do not have a subscription to Google. So let's just try that.
You
So
could try
this'll
it
be-
incognito.
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
You're right. That's true. I could have done that from there. Let's just go here. Okay, so here we go. As soon as I typed in Gemini, Google Gemini, it brought me to better text and image quality with Imagen 4, create richer images with enhanced text capabilities, ideal for your next postcard, poster, invitation, and beyond. This time I'll say yes. Ask Gemini to create an image of a vintage postcard that says welcome to Paris. Oh, let's just go ahead and borrow that and let's see how well it does right from the free version. As you can see, it's a little bit slower than the AI Studio. Google Gemini is being very nice. So it says it gives me a tip. Ask Gemini to refine images. If what you see doesn't quite match what you had in mind, try adding more details to the prompt. And as we've noted before, the more specific you are, the better Gemini can create images that reflect your vision. So there's a vintage postcard, although it's not quite postcard size in my opinion, but it does look very vintagey. I know.
It almost looks like the New York skyline in the background, though. I mean, you would
You're
expect that.
right. You're absolutely right. That's
So
true.
to instead of vertical, ask it to change the size to horizontal.
Yes.
Maybe then it'll look more like a postcard.
So I'm just going to put the same thing in a horizontal postcard format. Also,
Landscape, portrait or landscape.
that's a good point. I'll go with that. We'll go
And the
with that.
background too.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could get that fixed here.
Landscape, yeah.
Right. Also, ensure the skyline is Paris.
Terza, tell it to keep the arch and to keep a skyline in the background, because sometimes it'll remove stuff that you already liked. Anyway, that would have been my thought.
That's a very good point. All right. Let's just
Depends on how much typing you want to do.
using the image you just created. Make in landscape format. Also sure the skyline is Paris. Now let's just try that. Even with my crummy English, let's see what it does. Also, I don't know if those were really vintagey colors, but Oh, that's all right. That's more of a vintagey postcard. I don't know about this guy. but- or if that's a canal in Paris or Amsterdam. In fact,
Right. Or it could be the Seine.
the same
Seine
what?
River,
Oh,
because it doesn't look like a like the Venetian
right. It doesn't look Venetian, but I don't know if it's the River Seine or not. But well, it is interesting. So again, we're back to the, well, we need to play with it to make it be what we want. So
but
Eh,
didn't you say using the same using the same image as you told it? You didn't tell it to bring in a whole brand new image.
that's true. And it didn't use the same image. It created a brand new one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've done more with words than text than graphics, but when it has something that I like, I tell it what I like that I want it to keep, and
Mhm.
then before I ask it to change anything, because otherwise it'll just wipe. A lot of times it'll just wipe it.
Yeah.
So Gary, I'm curious, do you have a paid account or are you using free
I'm using free accounts right now.
version? Yeah.
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 Oh.
I will
I
go ahead and
put,
look. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Terza, I put in chat. I had my
And
prompt and the picture I got for
I'm
fused
not using
glass.
Gemini yet, so I'm taking all this in.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
just as you were coming on, Gary, we were talking about, this is Gemini, the free version. I was originally showing them AI Studio in Google, but it's with the paid version of Gemini. So,
And
I-
the other thing, if you need to fact check your images, like we're looking at Paris, is that the right background? Is that the right river and whatnot? You can go to something like Perplexity or Claude and just ask them to, can you show me some photos of the perspective of Notre Dame that we saw there from the canal or the river, and see if it looks right. So use the other LLMs to kind of check the one that you want to keep.
yes, that is true. So,
So
um,
they generate images, or they're just going to find an image for you that already exists, and they're going to qualify it as being what you asked for.
Either way, all of the above.
right, right.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
thank you.
Terza, in keeping with your weekly email, or should we try one of these images that we create here and then move over to Canva to see how that would maybe clarify the image or make it better? Because that's
Ah,
something I'm very curious about. I've been afraid to use the magic, whatever.
oh, the
What-
Magic Studio. Okay.
What's the Magic
Is that all right with everybody?
Studio?
Sure, let's go over there and I'll show you. But just this is what Paul had mentioned about going and getting real photos. So it's actually brought us some from iStock Photo, Getty Images, Unsplash, CNET even. So, but be careful when you use some of these. Make sure, for example, Unsplash allows you to use their images in a commercial context. So does iStock Photo, but you'll need to purchase them, and Getty Images. So make sure you read the terms and conditions of each site when you go do that. But this will at least give you some idea of what it should look like.
So
So,
could you put that in the prompt?
make it
Free,
look like this.
free version.
Oh, yes, I think you could. Yes. Yeah.
So it seems like the more specific you are, the more you won't whine.
Especially for image generation, the more specific you are, but that's true for the other prompts as well. Let me bring up hold on here. Because let me launch Canva. I've got it as a separate. I'll just quickly show you the magic tools that are available with Canva Pro. All right, so for me to do that, let's go back to here so I can share. And here we go for Canva. All right, so this is Canva Pro, and it's got its own AI that you can use for things. But specifically, Paul, I think more what you were talking about. Let's take, hold on. I want to show you this. I think this. Okay. The reason I chose this one is I want to choose a different one. Hang on a second. I want to show you something a little more complicated. All right. The thing is that I've already fixed things. Okay, so for example, this was what I really wanted to show it. ChatGPT made this image for me. As you can see, it's kind of terrible, right? So what I did was, hang on, move out of the way. When you have an image generated by AI or one that you created or a photo or anything like that, you can bring it into Canva and you click on the edit button over here on the far left. And when you do that, here's the Magic Studio that I've been talking about. You can remove the background. You can create a whole new background. You can use Magic Eraser. The ones that I use the most are grab text. So oftentimes, especially ChatGPT will misspell things. So if we click on grab text here, let me just show you how this works. I can choose any of them or all of them. I recommend just choosing one text box at a time. So if I grab this, what it'll do is it'll separate the text from the image. So now I'll be able to edit it. Now, the reason it looks like this is because this particular text had special effects applied. But as you can see, I was able to move over and at least bring in that the letter J, which had been off the side of the image. And then I could put in something else that I want and in a different, something that's more readable. So, you know.
Can you also move that text box around now?
Yes, now you can move it. You can move it anywhere you want. That's a terrible one. So let me at least make it a lighter color. Whoops. Make it a lighter color. And also let's choose a font we can actually see. Let's just do that. So then you can make it large or whatever it is you want.
And it allows you to match the font that it finds in the picture, and you can add another message with using the same font, I assume.
Yes, yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes. Now the other thing is, so let's say I didn't like this. Let me show you how you can grab different elements and take them out of there. You could use Magic Eraser, that's true, but I want to show you Magic Grab, because that's usually pretty good about letting you grab an element. So let's say I don't want this cup of coffee here. And if I grab it, in fact, yeah, let's just grab it. And it'll allow me to move it, either move it or delete it. So.
Oh, this is going to save me so much time.
Yes.
What
Yes.
I end up doing with images like this is I end up putting it into Paint and then copying an empty space somewhere in the image and then pasting that over top of the image I want to disappear. And then once I have enough room cleared out, then I import it into my paid Canva account and then I add what I want. This way I can go right into Canva and just delete things. And I
Yes,
have to go into Paint first and then Canva second.
yes. So you will like this. The magic eraser, again, we'll click on the image and go with the magic eraser because now you can see it's left me a terrible looking saucer here.
Oh,
You can change the brush size, of course, if you, depending on how intricate you want to get. But in this case, we don't need to get too intricate. We can just, you don't have to be perfect, especially if you're planning just on deleting it.
Ah,
And now if you click erase, it should just go away. And you can do this with your photographs too. So there, all gone.
So you can't do things, fix things like when they give you a hand with only 4 fingers to say this is a human hand, add a finger.
I haven't found
It's a little too, little too AI-y.
Well, that has to go
Kim,
back to the original prompt. Yeah,
yeah,
before you put it into the editor, because the editor is just, it's not AI anymore, except from a tool perspective where it's being able to identify objects
right.
or text on the image, as opposed to going into Paint, which is just,
It's
here again, pixels.
right,
Yeah, now
right. Gotcha.
Canva does
So it
have,
can recognize text, but that's much easier.
yeah. If you go back to, hold on, let's go back here to the Canva AI. Oops, I want to start from the beginning. Here we go. You can describe things with it, but again, I haven't been as thrilled with it. So let's see. Show me how about just show me an art studio. I didn't give it very much, but let's just see what it will come up with. Oh, I forgot to tell it to go. Hold on.
yeah,
Sorry.
you have to be more specific with that.
Yeah. Yeah. But at least it'll give me some ideas to begin with. That's not
Oh,
too bad, actually.
they are.
No, no. So this is Canva, and you can choose one. It'll bring it up on the main screen for you. Oh, Paul, you were asking about upscaling when you wanted to talk about making your images better or more refined. Upscaling is one way to do that.
Right. I think is that a pull down for different resolutions?
Not this one. Oh, let's
Uh,
see. I don't think so. Oh, no.
oh.
Let's see what it does. Molding pixels into perfection.
there you go.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if that's how much better that might be.
Yeah, 294. Oh, yeah.
64. Right.
Terza, can you show us again where that tool was that you found it?
This Canva AI.
The resolution, improving the.
Oh, when I clicked on an image, say let's just choose this one right here was upscale.
Okay, okay.
Yep. And it does say down here, what would you like to change? So I could say remove the pottery. I don't know what that is. Stand. I don't know. Oh, because it's got, well, let's just say that, see what it says. So we're back to the just go play with the different tools, but just so you know, this is part of the paid subscription with Canva. And it not only removed the pottery stand, it replaced it with another painting, which is not quite what I asked it to do. Actually, it replaced all the pottery with paintings.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, all right.
I just have one thing to say to Dean. Dean, your the name, it's in a beautiful script, but if you can't read it, it is totally worthless because I have no idea what your last name is. So you might think of just having someone else or the same person also do a really interesting script of your name, but have it readable. Do you follow what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I actually, this You're exactly right. This wasn't acceptable. I couldn't use it in business cards, and I couldn't use
Yeah,
it.
right.
Right. So I had my name. I did exactly that. I had uh my name turned into a logo for the front of my business card using a very thick script, completely different than this.
Huh?
You know, and people comment on my business cards all the time. They just
Right.
the professional, they said, wow, this is a great business card. So my name, it doesn't just say my first and last name, realtor underneath it. It's actually a logo. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. Depending on
What
people,
is your last name?
well, in America, we say Kwiatkowski, 3 syllables. In Poland, they say Kwiatkowski. So it's different.
Witkowski?
If you read it, you wouldn't be able to say it. Most likely.
Okay.
But so I just, for large things, and I like the design of it, I put it in my background here. I have my scan code. So if somebody scanned it, it would take them right to my website with all my, they could
Okay.
put my name and that type of thing. So while we've been in this meeting, Terza, I uploaded that image that you're seeing in my background, and I asked ChatGPT to make it more readable, and it came up with logo improvement assistance and to make it sharper and clearer and more. And it made suggestions to me. So some of the suggestions I said, yes, go ahead. And others I said, no, keep this the same. And we're now working on 17 minutes since I uploaded it and made that request. So it said, we'll notify you when your image is ready.
Wow.
I'm going to be playing with that. And next week you might see a different logo back there in my background.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. I look forward to seeing that, Dean.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thank
Dean, you might want to double check that
It's
logo, the QR code, because it doesn't bring anything up for me.
my QR code.
Uh-huh.
That
Might
can-
just want to double check it.
yeah, I haven't checked it for a while, but I have checked it. So
Yeah, no doubt. But
yeah. If anybody else wants to try it and give me feedback and let me know, I'm gonna
See what comes
try to
up.
take a picture of it right now myself.
Oops. Actually, I'm not quite getting
I
it.
don't know if it needs to be bigger or what. I'll see here. Get my shoulder out of the way.
I may have to. Oh, there we go. Let's see, come on. It's not. Yeah, mine's not reading it, but it could be just the angle.
Mine did. I
Okay.
captured it.
Okay.
It comes out with clients love, his logo,
Oh,
his
okay.
email, phone
It's all
number,
my,
everything.
that's my reviews from my past clients.
yeah, it's not working for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, looks like Mike was able to use it. Yeah, for example, I just upgraded my iPhone, and my other iPhone was 4 years old, and that camera, in my opinion, was much better because the new iPhone with the expensive camera doesn't capture a lot of close images. Even when I use the micro, it's blurry and a little bit fuzzy, whereas my iPhone 10 or whatever I had, it just had a really simple camera, and it worked very, very well.
You might ask ChatGPT how to improve that, perhaps on your phone, that is, and
That's
see
an
what it
idea.
comes up with. And at least it'll do some research for you. So, all right, on that note, thank you all very much for coming. If you found this useful, let me know. If you didn't find this useful, also please let me know, because I would like to improve for future sessions for sure. So,
Useful and fun.
all right, thank you. So when you registered, you gave me your email address. I will be sending you a recap of the meeting, as well as access to the recording. And feel free to respond to that email with any questions or comments you may have. So thank
Awesome.
you once again. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone. Next week. It's not next week, is
You
it?
have your anniversary, don't you?
Yes, my anniversary and Independence Day, July 4th. So we will not be meeting next week. So
Okay.
All right.
Paul,
Thank you.
Paul, you have my phone number if you want to give me a shout.
Yeah, I'll give
Okay.
you a
Thank you,
call right
guys,
after we hang
everybody.
up here.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Thank you, Terza.
Bye,
You're welcome.
Terza.
All right.
Happy holiday, everybody.
Thank you.